Hey, what's up everybody? This is Black Deatha from InfiniteOmega. Just bringing you a review for State of Decay for Xbox Live Arcade. It's also got a PC release that's supposed to be coming at some time, but not yet known for the date. It's priced at 1,600 Microsoft points, so basically 20 bucks. It's developed by a new studio named Undead Labs. They were initially Blizzard employees who broke off to start their own studio, and they wanted to make an MMO initially, but decided to work on something a little simpler, which was codenamed Phase 3, and then it became known as State of Decay. It's running on the CryEngine 3, so the same engine from Crysis 2 and 3. That doesn't look quite as good as those games, but we'll have a little more on that later. The premise of the game is simple, and very much about survival, posing the question to the player of how they would handle a real zombie apocalypse. It really doesn't rely too heavily on story. Not to say that there isn't one, the game just encourages player exploration and gameplay over any kind of in-depth narrative. The essential premise is that the world has gone to hell and it's overrun by zombies. And as you start out, you're going to be playing as the characters seen here. As you progress, more and more playable characters will be unlocked by survivors. In fact, all but a few potential survivors are playable. You will also level up skills as you play, even unlocking character-specific bonuses, making you either a better fighter, scavenger, and really just better equipped to survive in the world. There's a slight strategy element to the game. As you rescue more and more survivors, you will find yourself in need of a bigger home base, which you can move into and upgrade as you see fit. But you do have to have the necessary resources, which brings me to a really interesting idea that they had with the game. And that's that if you clear out an area of resources, if you go into a house or whatever, it's empty. No respawning the next time you turn the game on. The same actually goes for the vehicles in the game. If you crash one and it gets destroyed, it's gone for good. It'll also stay where you parked it when you reload the game. This also brings me to another interesting permanent thing they did. Player death. If you die, your character is dead. No respawning, permadeath for all. So, be careful out there. The world of State of Decay is not very forgiving. Now, for a DLC title, the game, and by extension the world it's set in, is rather large. In fact, 8 square kilometers, according to Undead Labs. And rather than going with kind of a big city setting like is seen in so many open world games of today, State of Decay is actually set in more of a rural country area with a couple small towns here and there, farms and campgrounds. And through it all, there are some really cool sights to see and a few cool places to explore.
Damn, I'm tired. Can anybody tell me what the
like
hell
I said
is
before,
going on?
story isn't a central part of the game, and it's pretty bare bones, honestly. Generally, you're just helping other survivors, with the ultimate goal being to escape the area you're in. In this category, I'm gonna have to give the game a 5.
Thanks.
When it comes to sound, State of Decay is fairly minimalistic, scored by the very talented Jesper Kai. Background music is usually pretty somber, but it does ramp up during the play. Gunshots, explosions, and vehicle sounds all really like you would expect they should. And I'd give the sound a solid 7.5. Now, the graphics of State of Decay are not bad, but at the same time, they're not anywhere near the level of what modern-day console games can look like. Still, there are some nice vistas to be seen. Sadly, though, I can only really give the game a 6 in this category. At last, we come to how polished the game itself is. And, well, there are some bugs. There's the occasional game freeze, graphical glitches, odd physics, zombies clipping through the floor, textures popping in, and so on. So, yeah, it's got its problems, some of which are fixed in a patch, but sadly not all, forcing me to rate this category at a 6. So, despite its faults, I really enjoyed State of Decay, and I found myself very addicted to it. I only lost one of my survivors in my playthrough, and I felt genuinely upset when he died. I realized I had never quite had that feeling with the game before. I couldn't just reload a save and have Marcus back. He was dead, and I had to continue without him. And while at first it was something that made me mad, I came to realize it was such a unique experience, and it made the game all the more wonderful. I highly recommend anyone to try this out. It's well worth the price of admission, and overall, I'm going to give it a 7.5. So, thanks for watching, and please leave me feedback. I hope to do more video reviews like this in the future.